Hey, we're going to be taking a look at the new balance changes from the perspective of someone that finished 479 in the world last season. You guys can let me know what you think down below in the comment section. This is work in progress balance changes, so Clash Royale is always trying to develop and make changes that are better suited for the game, hopefully. So, the first change is the Barbarian Barrel is going to get a 4% damage nerf, and it's also going to get a deploy time of 100% increase. That means that the Barbarian, as it's dished out, will take 100% more time, basically double the time for the Barbarian to get dispatched and roll onto the target. That means that you have to deploy your Barbarian Barrel a little bit faster, and the Barbarian Barrel is going to be a lot worse right now. Barbarian Barrel is practically played in every deck to counter Witches, Royal Ghost Evo, especially Royal Ghost Evo being like the strongest evolution of the game even after the nerf. I mean, good usage for Barbarian Barrel every chance that you get in almost every deck. There are Hog Rider decks where you were trying to use Barbarian Barrel over a log, where the log was almost always used to make predictions on skeleton armies and have that extra safety net where you're able to like log and poison an Archer Queen. But people just switch to Barbarrel because it's a safer bet against all the cards in the meta. And I do think that Barbarrel deserved a nerf. Good job with Clash Royale. I think this is fine. It might be a little bit more annoying if you're a mid-ladder player and you're trying to counter Witches and Wizards and your mechanics aren't great because you're going to start messing up your timings. I know for a fact that when I start playing the game in the new balance changes, I'm going to mess up my Barbarrel. So just get ready for that. Next thing, the soldier damage for the Royal Ghost evolution is going to get nerfed 22%. I mean, even after the nerf, it was the best evolution of the game. This is 1,000,000% warranted. You saw it in Royal Giant decks, you saw it in Golem decks, you saw it in Cycle decks with Minor Poison and Wall Breakers. I mean, if it's in every single deck, it went from like 90 out of the top 200 to 70 out of the top 200. So yeah, it's a little bit worse than it was before, but damn, it's still broken. So yeah, good job, Clash Royale. This needed a massive nerf. They're also nerfing the soldier spawn-in damage from 261 to 204. This is all tournament standard, by the way. And yeah, overall, good change. I mean, I can't say that I would disagree with that in any way, shape, or form. I know a lot of casual people are like, I use my money for Royal Ghost Evolution, and then it got nerfed, and then they're pissed off. And that's one of the things that Clash Royale doesn't want to see. They don't want to see people spend money on things and then nerf it and then have those people get mad at them because then those people won't spend money on the game again. So that's the difficulty for them is trying to make sure they monetize the game. They don't want to have people spend money and get pissed off because then it's a bad emotional feedback. And that's part of the reasons why they don't nerf as hard, at least in my opinion. That's the reason that I've seen them do slower progressions of nerfs. And honestly, if it was me, because I really want the game to be healthy, I would have slashed Royal Ghost way harder at the start as immediately as I saw it. But, you know, I'm not in the business of making money off the game. Next thing, the Electro Spirit is going to get a huge nerf from the speed of its chain 20% slower. So what that means is it's not going to chain bing, 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 bing. It's going to go bing, 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 bing. It's going to be a little bit slower. You know, it's not going to encapsulate all the skeletons from the graveyard or the bats that are lined up as easily. Overall, good change. I mean, I think that it's sad for people that are running Cannoneer and decks that need to have the availability of the Electro Spirit to chain onto everything. But I think that's fine. I think the Electro Spirit was frustrating to play against with Graveyard. I'm kind of indifferent to it. If I am being honest with you, I could see this change going through or not going through. Maybe you guys in the comment section are like, wait, Electro Spirit was the only card in the history of Clash Royale to receive 0 balance changes. And you'd be right. And this ruins that. So now everything's got changed. This is why we can't have nice things. Next, we got the ally speed up bonus from the Baby Dragon. If you're unaware, the Baby Dragon does 2 things. It slows down enemy troops, and it also buffs your own troops' speed. It actually moves significantly faster than Rage. Rage is 30%. Right now, Baby Dragon Evolution does 50% movement speed bonus to all of your troops. That doesn't mean that they attack faster 50%. They move faster 50%. Now they're going to be moving 40% faster instead of 50%, which is a 20% nerf comparatively to what it was before. I know you guys are like, wait, the math isn't mathing, but it's 20% of the original thing. Anyway, we are going to look at the next balance change of the Magic Archer. Overall, I think Baby Dragon, stupidly strong card, was really good with Electro Giants. You got Dr. Eggman going Sonic mode and sprinting towards towers. Shout out to Baby Dragon. It definitely carried me a lot in the 20-win challenge and also on ladder. It's going to be a little bit sad that the 2 cards that I abused, the best evolutions that I thought were the strongest, just got nerfed. But hey, it happens. You got to use the strong cards when they last. And now Magic Archer, this is a card that was one of my favorite cards in the game, and it was sucking for forever. I don't know the last time I saw Magic Archer Miners Wall Breakers at the top of 200 or even top 1000 gameplay. And I've been trying to play that deck because it's something that I enjoy playing, and I'm always searching it for YouTube videos, and it's never there. So an 8% damage buff for Magic Archer. It was definitely okay in Bridge Spam decks, but even then, I mean, people were playing Rail Giant plus Monk. So if you're using that Magic Archer, it's useless. A lot of people are running Fireball. So many people are playing Lightning because of Witch Evolution. It just made it impractical to play because it was never getting value on defense and it could only be used on offense. And in situations where you're able to do a million damage with a Royal Ghost and then the Magic Archer is slow, it doesn't really work as well as a win condition as a versatile card as running other things you could be playing in the meta, especially when, you know, the Magic Archer is sitting there, he's like looking left and right, and then the Royal Ghost just comes up and chops off his head. It's brutal. It really be like that sometimes. Next thing, the Void. It's going to get a 6% health damage buff. So it's going to do 340 damage at tournament standard compared to 320 before, and that's going to be on all the single target things. So the one target damage is going to do more. I'm not sure what interactions that's going to change, but obviously I think they're just going to gradually buff Void until it's eventually a playable card. I think Void and Rune Giant are the two worst cards in the game. Surprised that they didn't buff Rune Giant, to be honest. Like, where the heck is that on the balance changes for real? Like, you let me know down in the comment section. What do you think they're missing? I think that is a definite miss. And Void, I don't really like when it was good because it was like one-shotting Sparkies with its 3 elixir, you know, utilization. I don't really like Void as a concept. I think there are certain cards that I am okay with staying gimmicky. This is one of them that I don't want to see buffed because I just don't like the concept of the card. The next thing is the freeze. And this is actually a very interesting change. So I have some calcs that I ran here for you guys. It's going to get a 29% damage buff. And you would think that, hey, damage changed nothing with freeze. There's no reason to ever be playing freeze for damage. But in reality, there are people that run freeze with Tornado and Giant, not really Giant Graveyard, but like Graveyard Freeze and Tornado decks. And those decks are important because a lot of times you don't necessarily have the resources to spend extra spells like arrows or get a Barbarian to roll onto the bait cards. So right now, the calculations are that, you know, Freeze does 115 damage at tournament standard and Tornado does 84. So right now, Old does 199. So basically, that cannot kill Stab Goblins. That does kill Spear Goblins paired together, but the new Freeze will straight up kill Spear Goblins by itself, doing 148 damage, so you don't have to pair Tornado to kill the Spear Goblins if opponents are defending cheaply. Also, if you want to pair Tornado and Freeze to finish off games or just get that extra bit of damage, you are able to kill Stab Goblins, and you're able to kill Electro Spirit, Ice Spirit. So another nerf to Electro Spirit, right? But in reality, if you're using those cheap hyper bait decks and you're trying to shut down Graveyard Freeze players for less elixir, it's going to be a little bit harder now because your Goblin Gang, the entire Goblin Gang will die to Tornado Freeze, whereas the Stab Goblins used to stay alive. And that's an interesting mechanic. Obviously, the Dark Goblins, the Princesses, and the Bombers, those are all going to stay alive regardless. I just wanted to show you guys that we're very far off from killing the Bombers, Princesses, and the Dark Goblins. But Stab Goblins and Electro Spirits, they're not safe from Tornado and Freeze anymore. You guys let me know down below in the comment section what you think about that. I think that's an overall good change because there's too many hyper bait decks in the game. And I think that Freeze, maybe the Hog Rider Freeze, would be slightly stronger, killing the defensive building a little bit faster. But in reality, I don't think that's going to make that much of a difference. The Goblin Demolisher is an interesting card as well, getting a 9% hit speed buff. So it's just going to throw his little dynamite sticks a little bit faster. I mean, this card genuinely wasn't played very much, but it was the most frustrating thing for me to face. Imagine you spam like bait cards into that, and you're dropping cards at the bridge, and you're trying to break through a Goblin Drill deck with the Revolve Tesla and defensive Demolisher that feels like a mini giant skeleton. That thing being played more is traumatizing for me. I don't want to play against it, but damn, it's fun to play when it explodes on the tower. It's always a cash money moment. So I like the card when I play against it. It's not as fun. So yeah, I guess it's like good for the balancing because it's just not played very much. But when it is played in those specific drill decks by really good players, it's one of the most frustrating things on the game. Lastly, smarter targeting for Musketeers. This is something that a lot of people don't even understand. Like, what is this? So let me show you guys. Let me show you what the Musketeers do right now. If you are unaware, if you're unacquainted with this experience, so this is me playing for Ultimate Champion last game. Look at his 3 Musketeers. All right, you would think 3 Musketeers would be able to decimate this, especially with an Evolved Royal Ghost. Royal Ghost is hitting the Barbarian. The Musketeers are literally just not targeting skeletons. You see them? They're just tripping out there. They're literally just tripping out. Let's take a look one more time. Look at these Musketeers. They just don't know how to hit skeletons. They're absolutely freaking out. They're just sitting there. They're sitting there. They're not targeting anything. And Jackie gets decimated despite having a Royal Ghost and 3 Musketeers and a tower all against you know, the casual skeleton barrel. And this isn't even evolved skeleton barrel. This is a Princess Tower 2. It's not Cannoneer. You would assume that 3 Musketeers would be a bit smarter than that. Effectively, they are useless. And I just wouldn't really see myself playing them right now in the current meta because of that. So after the smarted targeting buff, I think they're going to be a much better card. They're actually going to be able to target bait cards and not just sit there confused, wondering what's going on in this world. So yeah, let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think. I really appreciate everyone being here. And of course, if you don't know, the Clash Royale community managers and the team, they're wondering like, what should we do? Is this the right direction for Barbarian and E-Spirit? The Spear Goblins nerf, is that enough? Should it just like kill Spear Goblins? Should the freeze just be able to kill the Spear Goblins? Or are we over buffing freeze is essentially what they're asking. And honestly, I think they did a great job on these balance changes. The only thing that I don't really want to see over buffed is Void. So hopefully they don't do that in the future. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you the next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts.